In a valley nestled between towering peaks, where the wind whispered ancient secrets, lived a young man named Kale. He was ambitious and full of dreams, yet a sense of aimlessness clouded his heart. He felt like a ship without a rudder, adrift on a vast, uncertain sea. Seeking clarity, he journeyed to the highest peak to meet Master Alara, a sage whose wisdom was said to rival the age of the mountains themselves. Kale found Alara meditating by a serene waterfall. "Master," Kale began, his voice earnest, "feel lost. I want to find my purpose, my true value in this world. Can you guide me?" Master Alara opened his eyes, which held the depth of a star-filled night. He smiled gently, reached down, and picked up a smooth, gray stone from the riverbed. It looked utterly ordinary, no different from a million others. He placed it in Kale's palm. "Your journey begins with this," Alara said. "Take this stone. Go out into the world and discover its true value. Do not sell it, but find out what it is worth. When you understand its value, return to me." Confused but determined, Kale accepted the quest. He clutched the simple stone and descended from the mountain, his journey of discovery beginning. His first stop was a bustling market in the town below. The air was thick with the scent of ripe fruit and spices. He approached a cheerful fruit vendor whose stall was piled high with vibrant oranges and apples. "Good sir," Kale said, presenting the stone. "Could you tell me the value of this?" The vendor squinted, wiping his hands on his apron. He took the stone, weighed it in his hand, and shrugged. "It's a good, solid stone. Perfect for holding down my stall's canvas on a windy day. I'll trade you, say, a dozen of my sweetest oranges for it." Kale was taken aback. A dozen oranges. This was the stone's value. He politely declined, thanked the vendor, and continued on his way, the first lesson in perspective beginning to dawn on him. To the vendor, the stone was merely a practical weight. Kale then wandered into the artisan's quarter, where the air hummed with the sounds of creation. He found a sculptor, her hands and clothes dusted with fine white powder. She was chiseling a magnificent lion from a block of marble. Kale waited patiently until she paused her work. "Excuse me," he said, holding out the stone. "I seek to know the value of this." The sculptor examined it with a practiced eye, turning it over and feeling its texture. It's not marble, but it has a decent density. It's a bit small for a major piece, but I could carve a few nice buttons or a small figurine from it. It's good raw material. I'll give you 20 silver coins for it." 20 silver coins. A significant step up from a dozen oranges, but still, Kale felt this wasn't its true worth. The sculptor saw potential, but only as raw material for her own craft. He thanked her and moved on. As he was leaving the quarter, he passed a quiet, elegant shop with finely crafted jewelry displayed in the window. The jeweler, a man with sharp eyes and delicate fingers, noticed Kale holding the stone. "Young man," the jeweler called out. His curiosity piqued. "May I see what you have there?" Kale handed him the stone. The jeweler's casual expression slowly transformed into one of intense concentration. He pulled out a loupe and examined the stone's surface, his breath held. "Incredible," he whispered. "This isn't just a stone. This is unrefined jade, and of a very high quality. The color, the translucence. It's remarkable. Young man, I will offer you 1,000 gold coins for this piece." Instantly, Kale's heart pounded in his chest. 1,000 gold coins, from a dozen oranges to this, he was about to accept when he remembered Alara's instruction: find its value, but do not sell it. He explained his quest to the jeweler. The jeweler nodded with understanding. "I see. Then my offer is just one measure of its worth. But listen to me. I am good, but I am not the best. There is a master gemologist in the capital city, a man named Fendrel. His knowledge is unparalleled. If you truly wish to know this stone's absolute value, you must seek his judgment. He will see things in it that I cannot." Driven by this new revelation, Kale journeyed to the sprawling capital city. It was a dizzying metropolis of towering spires and crowded streets. After several days of searching, he found the esteemed gemologist's academy. Fendrel was an old man with eyes that seemed to see into the very soul of the earth. He took the stone from Kale without a word. For what felt like an eternity, he studied it under various lights, using strange and wonderful instruments. His silence was heavy with anticipation. Finally, he looked up at Kale, his face filled with awe. "Young man," Fendrel said, his voice trembling slightly. "What you hold in your hand is not just jade. This is the heart of the mountain, a flawless piece of imperial jade. A stone like this is found only once in a millennium. It is perfect. In the right hands, it could be the centerpiece of a king's crown. Its value is immeasurable. It is, quite simply, priceless." Priceless. The word echoed in Kel's mind. The journey was complete. He now knew the stone's ultimate worth. He carefully wrapped the priceless treasure in a cloth and secured it in his bag, his mind racing with all he had learned. That night, as he slept in a modest inn, disaster struck. Under the cover of darkness, a thief slipped into his room and stole the bag containing the stone. Kale awoke to find it gone, his heart sinking with panic and despair. He had failed. But then, a new feeling rose within him, resolve. He wouldn't give up. Recalling a fleeting glimpse of a shadowy figure and a scrap of torn cloth left behind, he began to track the thief. His pursuit led him not to a criminal lair, but to the poorest part of the city, a place of deep desperation. He found the thief in a dilapidated shack, not a hardened criminal, but a gaunt, hollow-eyed man trying to feed his sick child. The priceless stone sat on a small table, a desperate hope in a hopeless room. The man saw Kale and drew a knife, his hands shaking. "Stay back. This is our only chance." In that moment, Kale saw everything clearly. He saw the fruit vendor, the sculptor, the jeweler, the gemologist. Each had seen the stone through the lens of their own world, their own needs. To the vendor, it was a weight. To the sculptor, raw material. To the jeweler, a fortune. To the gemologist, a priceless artifact. And to this desperate man, it was a lifeline. It was the answer to his suffering. Kale lowered his hands and spoke softly, not with anger, but with a compassion he hadn't known he possessed. "I don't want to hurt you," he said. "I see your pain. That stone. To me, it represents a lesson. To you, it represents your child's life. Your need is greater than mine." He then took out the gold coins he had saved for his journey. "Here," he said, placing the money on the table. "Take this. Get medicine and food. Your child needs you, not a stone." The thief stared, bewildered. Tears welled in his eyes as he dropped the knife. He pushed the stone back toward Kale. You understand," he stammered. The conflict was resolved not with force, but with empathy. With the heart of the mountain safely back in his possession, Kale returned to Master Alar's Peak. He found the old sage exactly where he had left him. Kale recounted his entire journey, the market, the artists, the capital, the theft, and the final, profound encounter. He placed the ordinary-looking gray stone back in Alar's hand. Master Alar smiled, his eyes twinkling. "So, tell me, Kale, what is the true value of the stone?" Kale took a deep breath, the understanding settling into his very bones. "The stone itself has no single, inherent value," he answered. "Its worth is a reflection. It's a reflection of the person looking at it, their knowledge, their needs, their perspective, their heart. To the fruit vendor, it was worth a dozen oranges. To the desperate father, it was worth his child's future. Its true value is in understanding all of those perspectives at once." "Exactly," Alara said, his voice warm with pride. "You went looking for the value of a stone, but you found the value of empathy. You learned that wisdom is not about knowing one single truth, but about having the heart to see the truth in everyone's story. You are no longer lost. Kale, you have found your compass." Kale looked out from the mountain, not at an uncertain sea, but at a world full of different people, each with their own story, each with their own truth. He had found his purpose. It wasn't to be a great man, but to be a man who could understand the greatness, the struggle, and the value in everyone else. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more tales of wisdom and discovery.